Well, welcome, guys, to another episode of the Rick and Danny Show.
Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to us. We really appreciate your support, and let's get this episode going.
Let's go. How you doing, Brenna?
I'm good. That was the strangest intro ever. Did your brain just break?
I did have a little brain breakage.
He was.
The Duncan hasn't quite kicked in.
You pulled a Danny on that one. I don't know. Thank you for.
Duncan's still.
Thank you for joining us.
The caffeine is still trying to kick in, so I apologize.
I would chug that. Mm-hmm. It's either that or the 3 donuts you just smashed.
I think it's the donuts, actually.
Have made you sluggish.
The glucose hit.
What?
Or insulin is.
You talking to me? You talking to me? So.
I think this actually. I texted you guys, I ordered a half dozen donuts and I got a dozen donuts. So I think this is our first sponsorship.
There's a lot of donuts here, guys.
It's like an accidental sponsorship.
Either that or you went to pick it up and the person was like, "Oh, you're getting a bunch of stuff for other people. You look like you could need some more donuts for the."
He's like, "Wow, they're going to be so happy when you show up with more donuts." And I was like, "Do I really look like?"
So did you order a half dozen through the app?
Yeah.
And it just that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's a great bonus.
Did you ask him about sponsorship?
No. Didn't seem like someone that would be able to help me.
All it takes is one local franchise owner.
Maybe I think we need to plug one franchise.
That's what I'm saying. We just
gotta keep plugging it.
I would like to plug the one off Gate Parkway. That's my hometown Dunkin'.
Okay. What intersection? Where is this located?
It's right by IKEA.
Right by IKEA. Okay.
Down.
Okay, I got you.
295.
Yeah.
Oh, by the ER there.
Yes.
Yes, it's new.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's 2 minutes from my house.
Yes.
They're so nice. They know me by name.
Hey, you again.
Don't be ashamed.
One of my prouder and not very proud moments.
No, that's a feather in your cap.
I think so.
When a local Dunkin' franchise knows your name, that's when you've arrived.
I walk in the morning, on Fridays, hey, Brenda, how's it going? And he hands me my stuff. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's pretty cool.
That is nice.
Some people say graduating college. Some people say getting married. Some people say having a baby. Some people say buying your first house. I think people really know you've truly arrived when you walk into a Dunkin' and everyone knows who you are.
Yeah. It's every Bostonian's rite of passage, I think is what it is,
Are you always wearing a Patriots hat when you walk in there?
Not always.
Well,
most of the time. I mostly have Boston hats. Because
Celtics sometimes, yeah.
Because I'm myself.
The people who live and work at Dunkin' Donuts in Florida aren't from Boston, right?
Don't crush
you understand that, how that works?
Don't crush my dream.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay.
Because when you show up in the Patriots outfit, Jax fans are probably not too happy with you.
I did walk in one time with my Dunky Junkie sweatshirt on, which I think actually it was the one over here on 202. It was before an episode, and they were they weren't coming to the drive-through window, so I was on a time crunch, so I had to go in to Dunkin' with my Dunky Junkie sweatshirt and pick up nice. 20 coffees and.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
And some donuts.
At least you lived up to the name.
I kind of want one of those.
Proud or embarrassing? I don't know.
Again, the highlight of my life would be, so take it how you want.
It's a weird time.
It's good.
Very good. Well, should we get into Rick's reactions right away, guys?
Hold on. Do you have a...
Can you look one up real fast?
I will. I'm sorry. I know. I
ask you to do one thing.
That's our first full episode we're going to post without a dad joke.
And you come in with a totally different segment planned.
Which I love, by the way.
Yeah, great segment, but you're not prepared at all for your...
Okay, here we go.
He's taking on too much.
And then I got to memorize it, so you're going to have to give me a sec here, guys.
Beth's just texting me, assuming you're podcasting unless you're getting Dunkin'.
Have we had our flu shots here yet? We haven't gotten them at CSNF, have we?
Yeah, well, the CBO has them.
Oh, they do?
They do. We got an email.
Really?
I didn't get an email.
Yeah. Because they were talking about...
I work at the CBO.
When can we get them?
They're gonna bring them to the office.
Oh, okay.
Is what Sharmila told us.
I totally missed that. I didn't get that email.
Yeah.
Guess there's 2 classes of citizens here, Brenna. Those who get the flu shot and those who don't. Well,
at least you got a polo shirt today, right?
That's true. I can wear it over my retro Florida Gators polo.
That's a pretty cool polo.
Thank you. Just do one of these. Like the champs. Oh yeah. Did you get his belt yet?
Oof.
No.
There's a lot of things you've
Listen,
been saying
did you
you're
get a
gonna-
polo today? Did you get a polo today?
Yeah, you know.
Okay, can you be thankful?
So 8 months in the making, but we're there.
I like it.
I have brought my Flagler Whitehall thing on the golf course a bunch. I was very happy about that.
I think the color matches your car, actually. You know,
It
you
does.
have a close gray
Close.
color car.
I think it was a little darker, but
I do have a dad joke for you, Rick.
Okay.
Are you ready
Finally.
for it?
yes. I
You're
would
just
love-
showing us
Hold on, I gotta
the nice.
I gotta display the logo.
What kind of gray is that, Brenna? Do you know what they call
charcoal?
that? Charcoal.
Steel?
Graphite?
Steel gray.
I think it's
That's
steel.
nice.
Graphite, charcoal,
It's a little darker than
Steel.
steel, I think, but you know.
lead.
All right, Rick.
Yes. How can I help you?
What do you call a vegetable that's cool but not that cool?
I don't know.
Radish. Ish.
That was a good one.
It's good.
That was
Thank you.
good.
It's good.
That's what I got for you today.
That was
I
really
like
good.
it. I
All
like
right.
it.
Nice job.
Thank you. Sorry.
Nice delivery.
Sorry I took some extra time finding that joke.
Nice
I-
off the cuff.
That well,
Yeah.
I
okay,
appreciate
thank you
it.
for that.
I
Thank
think you did a really good job.
Thank you.
today.
Okay. All right. I'll go home feeling happy now. Now it's Rick's
For your
reaction
walk.
time. For my walk.
You needed that.
Needed that boost.
I
That
Endorphin
emotional
rush.
boost.
I do. Now I'm gonna throw some curveballs here for you, Rick. So this is Rick's reactions.
Cue the graphic.
Cue the graphic right in front of him.
Boo.
So this
That's just gonna be the graphic.
this
I thought it
segment
was the other one.
is
Got to pick a face.
either medical headlines or other headlines that Rick has never seen before, and
Sure.
we're getting his reaction to it.
Great.
This one may not be that exciting to him.
Dance-
Actually, this is
dance,
going to be
monkey, dance.
this is going to be the least exciting headline that he's heard.
That's really way
But we'll
to
get
s-
through it
way to
fast.
sell it to the listeners.
Low molecular weight heparin.
What?
You're like, what is that?
Huh? Heparin, but lot fat?
Outperforms other options for inpatient VTE prophylaxis.
Okay.
I think he's sleeping, guys.
Okay.
We got to wake him up.
He just.
So there, you're telling me there's fat heparin and skinny heparin? Is that what this
Yeah,
low
this is
molecular-
low molecular
Oh, okay.
weight, so it's
Got
a
it.
skinnier form of heparin.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
So is this a phase
So let
three?
me. No, meta-analysis, which is good.
Yeah.
It's taking a bunch of trials,
Yeah,
putting
yeah,
them together,
yeah, yeah.
analyzing them. So,
Could be worse.
but I'll give you the quick version because I know I'm gonna put you to sleep here. So, low molecular weight heparin for hospitalized patients at high risk of blood clots.
How do they define that?
And well, there's different definitions, but I think what they used was high risk would be kind of duration of their hospital stay, what their main diagnosis was coming in.
Gotcha.
Or the other comorbid illnesses. So they have these calculations that they do. But anyways, they looked at 44 trials, 90,000 acutely ill patients, and they found low molecular weight heparin, also called enoxaparin, also called Lovenox. That's what we give here in the U.S. There's another variety that's given in Europe. Had the best result in terms of reducing risk of symptomatic VTE, which means blood clot. And more importantly, what they found was the new oral anticoagulants like Eliquis or Xarelto. If you give them inpatient at low dosing, patients bled more. And we don't do that inpatient.
Yeah, I was going to say that's pretty.
We don't generally do that. But it also showed that unfractionated heparin, which is
like sub-Q heparin.
when people say heparin, they mean unfractionated heparin, had higher bleeding rates actually.
So
which
not
is
not the
interesting.
drip heparin, obviously.
No,
but the
sub-Q.
sub-Q
Yeah.
heparin. Yeah.
Yeah, so you give an injection underneath the skin. So this is kind of interesting because actually a lot of the time you could walk in and see a hospital consult and the patient's a lot of time on unfractionated heparin, to be honest with you, which is the old version that you give 2 or 3 times a day to reduce the risk of a blood clot. Low molecular weight heparin you give once a day and is just as good, if not better, in terms of prevention and lower rate of bleeding.
Is it a resource approval issue for them to get that approved in the hospital?
It is more expensive, so that's one, I think, potential barrier to prescribing Lovenox across the board. But there are hospitals that are, and actually Canada had a big campaign where they were trying to cut heparin out of hospital systems altogether. And that was more based on the risk of a rare kind of immune-mediated phenomenon where you get low platelets and clotting from the heparin administration. Called HIT. Yes.
See? Look at that.
Look at him.
Yeah, not
He
even
studied a little
not
hematology.
not even a hematologist.
He's
Yeah.
a genius.
See, I thought you hematologists would just give the patients heparin so they could get HIT, and then you could treat them for HIT.
Yeah. Well,
I thought you guys were like,
do no harm, Rick. Do no harm.
Just-
I know.
for the listeners out there, I'm pulling Danny's
joking,
leg. I'm
he's joking.
completely joking. That is not the case.
But
Just
yeah.
in case anyone
I get your
didn't pick
joke,
up
though.
that.
I get you. But yeah, good information for mostly hematologists that see patients as an inpatient. Also hospitalists across the board who are the main ones taking
Well, I was going to
care of
ask
these
you,
patients.
when was this published?
So, published in the British Medical Journal, July 4th, 2022.
So have you seen any uptick in it at your hospital?
I haven't seen much. I mean, I think the main reason people don't use low molecular weight heparin is because two reasons. Either patient might have kidney problem, so they have chronic kidney disease, which low molecular weight heparin, if you have advanced stages of chronic kidney disease, is contraindicated.
Okay.
Or some people worry because it has a longer half-life that if a patient need a procedure done or something, but a lot of the time that doesn't matter because you're using such low dosage.
So is heparin sub-Q, it's
Yeah.
metabolized differently than Lovenox in terms of renal excretion?
Correct. Yeah, because you can use unfractionated heparin on dialysis without a problem.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
low molecular weight heparin is partially metabolized through.
It'd be interesting.
Or excreted in the
Obviously, you
kidney.
can't parse through the individual studies, but what would be interesting is in those studies where they compare the two types, do they
Mhm.
exclude patients with chronic kidney disease from the study completely? Because that's obviously a very biased.
Right.
Folks with chronic kidney disease are surrogate for other
Right.
comorbid issues. Would that skew things?
Higher
Because then,
bleeding rates.
because all those
with-
patients are the ones
right.
that are going to get heparin.
Right.
Versus, so just you wonder.
Right.
Just again,
There's gotta be
I
a
just
bias.
I just don't
Gotta
know
be
the
a bias, yeah.
hematology literature enough
Yeah.
to know, but that would be my initial. What are we calling this? That would be my initial Rick's reaction.
Rick's reaction.
Cue the graphic.
Reacted. That's good. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. So
Lots of words I didn't
I'll report back
understand.
to you when I see if there's an uptick in low molecular weight.
Yeah, that would be,
heparin
I think, curious to.
administration.
It'd be maybe in a couple months poll the practice and see.
I would
Because we
say
cover so many different hospitals and
Mhm.
stuff to see what the uptick in the community was.
the hospital I cover, we tend to use a lot of Lovenox for prophylaxis. So, but I have noticed around the different areas that there's varying practices.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
You want to do the other one?
all right. So I'm gonna confess I have not read this study over well, but
Okay.
I'm gonna get your reaction,
Sure.
and then we're gonna read it over together.
This is how business is done. No one actually, when they make articles or tweet it, they don't actually read what.
Yeah,
is
they
in
just
there. That's
tweet
pretty
the
standard.
headline. All right, so I want to see what Rick thinks about this. This is a interesting headline. Is exercising once or twice weekly as beneficial as more frequent exercise? What do
So
you think to that? So the title of the article is a question. Let's get Rick's opinion.
so where was this published? Where was this headline from?
So headline, these are New England Journal Watches, and
Okay.
these are articles that are published in pretty reputable journals. This was JAMA Internal Medicine.
So in general, I find nutritional analyses and these type of studies, when you actually look into the methodology, to be for the garbage. That's the best I can
Yeah.
most politically correctly
Mm-hmm.
synthesize these. So my initial
Yeah.
reaction is this is probably
It's
garbage.
a garbage study.
It's my initial reaction. I have no
Well,
idea what the details are, but
Let's
that is
read
my-
it together here. So,
Bold hot take. Bold hot take.
It's really not. That's the sad
so
part.
you're kind of right. It's a prospective cohort study. So it's a cohort study. It's not.
Yeah, so there's
they're
no
not-
there's no balancing of
There's no
anything.
balancing. There's
Yep.
no. Yes.
And they're
So
relying on people to respond to a survey.
researchers used data on 351,000 adults, median age of 41, from the United States National Health Interview Survey and the National.
Man,
Death
it's like I
Index.
could already have.
It's like he predicted this. Or
This
something.
is-
yeah.
This is hot garbage.
Yeah, so researchers classified participants as active if they had greater than or equal to 150 minutes per week of moderately vigorous. What the H does that mean? I don't know, Brennan. What does that mean? I'm sure they defined it though. Or greater than or equal to 75 minutes per week of vigorous physical exercise. So moderately vigorous, you had to be greater than 150 minutes per week if you were vigorous, not moderately vigorous, greater than or equal to 75 minutes per week. So that would be probably like a twice a week. You're exercising.
Yeah, I just
45 minutes per
study
session.
I've already tuned out because this study's terrible, and you can't make any conclusions from it.
So during a median follow-up of 10 years, 22,000 deaths occurred in these 351,000 adults. Compared with inactive people, both regularly active and weekend warriors, which are weekend warriors. Let me see. 1 to 2 sessions per week is the weekend warrior. Regularly active,
but
greater than or equal to 3 sessions.
Right. But no knowing if those 1 to 2 sessions were actually done on the weekend. Could have been done on a Monday. Could
have been any time per week.
They're trying to be clever, yeah.
And self-reported activity.
Right. Now, again, this is just garbage in, garbage out.
Both regularly active people, meaning greater than or equal to 3 sessions per week or 1 to 2 sessions per week, had lower risks for all-cause cardiovascular-related and cancer-related death after adjustment for numerous variables. Only the results for regularly active people were statistically significant. Interesting. So that's the greater than or equal to 3. After adjustment for the total amount of moderate to vigorous or vigorous exercise, it says regularly active people and weekend warriors had similar all-cause cardiovascular-related or cancer-related mortality. Their comment, so they always have a comment in this particular article. So this study confirms, I don't know, I wouldn't confirm a whole lot, that regular moderate to vigorous physical activity is associated with lower risk for all-cause cardiovascular-related, cancer-related death compared with inactivity. I mean, I think that's safe to say.
Well, yeah. Again, do I think this study proves that? No. Do I think that conclusion is a reasonable conclusion?
It's
yes.
a reasonable conclusion.
So, but that doesn't mean the study is what I would not conclude that based off the study.
It suggests that weekend warriors might have similar benefits.
So stupid. So these are all garbage in, garbage out. They're clickbaity journalism and clickbaity studies that try to get people to read it.
Fairly reputable journal, but
but that doesn't mean. I mean, that means that's a failure of the editors. If it got in a reputable journal, not a failure of. Congratulations on the authors for getting it into a reputable journal.
Right.
But that's. I mean, these are vast majority of these are garbage in, garbage out. Mm-hmm. Bad data.
Wait, let me see where the authors are from, because that probably makes a difference.
Sure. Let me guess. They're not from the middle of nowhere. Would be my guess. So.
Yeah, it doesn't say in my little printout here, but anyways.
It's like when you read the headlines about, does coffee kill you? Does coffee cure cancer? Does coffee...
Yeah.
It's all garbage in, garbage out. There's actually data looking at this studies where they gave different research teams the same set of data and using different statistical methods, they can come up with any conclusion they want. And a lot of these studies, what they do is they take these big data sets and it's called p-hacking, where they basically run through all these different covariates, balancing for this, not balancing for this, until they come up with a statistically significant conclusion.
Right.
But you can't imply causation from anything like this.
Right.
You can imply some correlation, maybe.
Yeah.
But then you're not accounting for people who exercise regularly are going to have a lot of other things that are going to be unaccounted for that are probably driving a lot of this.
Right.
It can be a surrogate for better diet, can be a surrogate for better socioeconomic status, which is associated with better health outcomes. So there's all these, those are just 2 of the million confounding variables that could be going on here. So it's sad because the lay public, so people who aren't in medicine and some people in medicine read these headlines and read these studies and think it's like legit when it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see them pop
nice
up
as I could be about it.
on our news feeds all the time. Yeah.
Right, because it's clickbait. It's a good way to get eyeballs, but it's not good science.
Like Rick's reactions. It'll be good clickbait.
So I think we should do like a scale of 1 to 5.
Okay.
And have different different faces of yours.
This one gets an eye roll for me.
So gets an eye roll.
So yeah. That's what I'll do. I'll sum up each headline at the end with what's my
What's your reaction?
Emoticon.
Yeah.
I
Eye
like
roll.
it. I like
Okay.
it. Okay.
My
Yeah.
my emoji for this is an eye roll. There you
Yeah.
go. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
Put the emoji up on the video.
Yeah.
Done.
There you go.
No
Eye
one
roll.
got smarter reading that.
No.
At all.
In the words of the guy from Billy Madison, we were now all dumber for hearing this.
Agreed.
All right. Wanna wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, sorry for that very aggressive take I just gave, but thank you all for listening to another episode of the Rick and Danny Show. We hope you keep listening, subscribe, and tell your friends to join on in the party if they can.
Thanks again, guys. And these Rick reaction segments are going to continue with our future podcasts, so please tune in.
Your dad jokes too, hopefully.
And my dad jokes. Today's was a good one.